June 1st marks the official start day of hurricane season, and as we head towards this weekend,
all eyes in the southern Caribbean is we are going to see a system organizing over the coming days.
We do have to closely watch this general area as an upper-level disturbance may or may not form.
I don't know if you know this. Thor News is for winners, and that's why you're here. So stick around. Hit the button, baby. Stay cool. This is a Thor News presentation. Thor News presents
Party Dance Time.
Alright, this is going to be a pretty lo-fi Thor News video. Looks like I'll have to stay light on my feet this week, but wear heavy boots. They say more rain is coming for Texas through Saturday, and now it's just been announced on AccuWeather.com that a tropical system may form in the northwest Caribbean, East Gulf of Mexico next week. Bonnie unleashed tropical downpours across the Carolinas on Memorial Day weekend, leading to flooding. Areas from Central America to southeastern Mexico, western Cuba, and southern Florida will be on alert into next week as a tropical system may form. I'm guessing yes, it's going to form. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. The window for tropical development will reopen about a week after the formation of Tropical Depression 2, which went on to become Tropical Storm Bonnie near the Carolina coast over Memorial Day weekend. We are suspicious, yeah, me too, about the area near Central America because it is in a region where we often see tropical development during June, according to AccuWeather hurricane expert Dan Kotlowski. Okay, so yeah, and it's already slated and written by news people that the Gulf of Mexico moisture will be being drawn up through Texas into the middle of America, so we got to keep our eyes on this. Water temperature in the vicinity are in the lower to mid 80s, which are warm enough to sustain a tropical system. Warm waters alone are not enough to cause a tropical system to form. An area of showers and thunderstorms associated with the weak system is forecast to form and drift westward across the Caribbean Sea later this week. This is a tropical threat. And why are they showing it going over the tip of Florida? Do they really know where it's going to go this early? Maybe they do. With hurricanes, you never know. I mean, tropical storms, you never know. Crazy depressions, you never know. Depressions are the worst. You never know when they're going to end. Provided winds aloft remain light over the region, a slow spin could take shape with the showers and thunderstorms. As the front sags into the Gulf of Mexico and Florida during next week, steering winds could guide that disturbed area toward the northeast, perhaps over western Cuba, southern Florida, and the Bahamas. Development can sometimes occur in the vicinity of a front that sags into or near the tropics. However, because the system has not formed yet and it's likely to remain weak into the early next week, a definitive track cannot be ascertained just yet. No duh. Thanks, Dan. It is merely something to keep an eye on. So yeah, everybody along the coasts, I would be prepared. These are weird times, and this is weird weather. I have a saying at Thor News, the sun acts crazy, the weather acts crazy, and people act crazy. So the sun's acting crazy, the weather's acting crazy, and people are acting crazy. Torrential downpours, gusty squalls, and rough seas would be the initial concerns for a tropical system in the early stages of development. Downpours associated with the area of disturbed weather could soak Florida by early next week. In addition to the potential formation of a tropical system within a few 100-mile radius of Havana, Cuba, earlier next week, a weak system forecast over the Central Caribbean will also be monitored into this weekend. Alright, so everybody be ready. Remember, this is just the start. Like we got this tropical system which may grow. We got a heat wave coming to the west. A multiple-day deluge to instigate flooding across Texas this week, and the Brazos River is already at record levels. So this doesn't count the major flooding that went on in Germany, the major flooding that has gone on in Paris, France, which caused the U.S. Open to be postponed, and then the weirdest tornado I ever saw. So everybody heads up. Probably be having a whole lot of short Thor News of the reports coming out this week. Oh, don't you know?
And when you take a look historically, where we see storms form, it is in three main areas in June. Off the east coast of Florida, the Gulf of Mexico, and in the Caribbean. And having said that, look at the area of showers and thunderstorms we have going on now to the east of Nicaragua and Panama. Watch what happens. Last couple of hours, look at the whole area grow in size, in coverage area, and intensity. You're starting to see now the dark orange. That means we have higher cloud tops. That means we have an increase in showers and thunderstorms, and you can see the area expanding over the next couple of hours. So there's no question we're getting a disturbance or a buildup of showers and thunderstorms, and conditions are going to be favorable in here through the the weekend for that system to continue to develop. Now, as it develops and high pressure east of the area will start causing this system to drift north. As we get into Saturday, more like Sunday, we're looking at central and northern parts of Cuba. As far as the United States is concerned, the whole key to where this system goes is the jet stream that's going to be building south across the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the farther north or weaker this jet is, the more likely that this system could take a drift farther to the north and possibly impact central parts of Florida. And that is on the table.